Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, NateDog655, and welcome to a Planet Coaster Console mini park spotlight. And today we are spotlighting me and It's Clouds park, and we have It's Clouds here. So what's up, It's?
Hey yo, how's it going, everybody? I'm joining Nate Dogg here. Gonna spotlight this park that we made for the mini park contest. It's gonna be interesting spotlighting our own park, but we'll try not to brag too much.
Yeah, yeah. And the Cloud said we'll try not to brag. I mean, in all honesty, you guys should probably vote for us.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Just make your life a little bit easier. So, um, so yeah, let's get started. So here we have some nice fire trucks. Very nice. It's red. I saw one fire truck that was like some places their fire trucks are yellow, and like
Oh,
fire trucks are red.
I don't know if
You
I've ever
know?
seen a yellow one. Maybe
Oh
they'll be
yeah.
in the next park somewhere.
Yeah, I will. Nope. If I ever see a yellow fire truck in Planko, yeah, it's like spotlight's done. Here we have this nice sign that you made. So how did you like make this, Clouds?
Are we at the
Oh, welcome to
Oldfield site?
Odenfield. Yep, Odenfield.
Gotcha. Those are some pretty basic signs, I think, within the game. Let me click on it here. Not the tropical vines over top of it. That's not what I want. Yeah, it was one of the editable signs. I can't click on it with
Yeah,
vines here at the moment.
it
But yeah, so I
is
just threw that down and then threw some vines over top of it.
the
I'm
ancient
not.
wooden board sign.
There we go. I'm
Yeah.
not super fantastic with the sign work yet, as you'll see throughout the park. So if anybody out there has any, pro tips or
Yeah.
help for me, hit the DMs on Discord.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Oh, your sign looks better than mine. I just I just plopped down some signs I did. Okay, so we're gonna go in the hospital. Um, which this is a very good hospital. Um, with looks like maybe some ghosts in here because there's some floating banners. Um,
Yeah, I had to upload at the last second because I was trying to get, last minute touches done on this thing,
yeah.
and the floating banners just kind of got left here.
I mean, it is like so. As we kind of look around this hospital here, can you like kind of tell us some of the like story of this park?
Yeah, so it's the town of Odenfield is what I had named it, and my thought process behind it was kind of like a small, quiet town that a business mogul like kind of took over and started building a theme park and making it a tourist trap. And all the rides are towards the outskirts of the town, with the exception of one of them. But when they started, drilling and doing all the terraforming of the land and things like that, they upset the spirit of the forest, which you'll see different references to that throughout the park. And the concept behind the park is that it was just slowly overtaken by nature over years and years, and that's kind of the theme of it. Is just there's like plant monsters and different like wild plants that I've custom made within the game that are just kind of like slowly creeping over and taking over the town.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's really cool storyline that came up. So for anybody who doesn't know, well, real quick, I like these custom benches. I didn't even notice these custom benches that you made in the hospital.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
yeah, those are pretty neat. But for anyone who doesn't know, as we are now heading towards the police station. So for anyone who doesn't know, Clouds originally started this park when the contest started, and he, as most people do, he thought he was gonna be able to get it done, but due to time constraints, you know, I, did you kind of figure you weren't gonna be able to get it done?
Yeah. When the contest was first announced, I thought about collaborating, and then decided like, no, I really have like a vision for this place, and I don't want to have a conflict of interest with anybody. So I took it on by myself, and I realized that what I was doing was just so heavily detailed that with 1 month left to go, I was like, I am not going to finish this by myself. As much as I want to, I can't get it done. And that's actually how Nate and I got to working on this park together. Is I hit up the Discord and I asked if anybody could help. He came along, said, "Yeah, what are you working on?" Yada yada. And from there, it just worked out. Like he jumped right in. He completely understood the theme and everything that I was going for. I'd say I had the park like 65-70% of the way done when he jumped in. But the extra, 30-35% that he helped with, it was absolutely outstanding. The stuff that he's done within this park is really cool. And
Oh,
I would not have finished this park without you, dude. So big props for that.
man, I'm like crying, dude. Okay,
Get your tissues.
yeah, get tissues
We're
out.
making friends.
Yeah. As we kind of finish up, look at this police station. One thing I actually am just now noticing is, like how you use, like especially this kind of police table with the basic shapes, in the computer. Like, yeah, it's like pretty good basic shapes too. So,
I had zero experience using the basic shapes. And it was actually Clary early on in the contest. She was uploading some of like the things that she was making with basic shapes, and I was like, okay, I can't do that because the stuff she was doing with the basic shapes is just ridiculous. But it did make me go look at them and see what I could do with them.
yeah, yeah, that's. I mean, you know, it's kind of one of those things you just get better at the more you use, know your pieces. So yeah, but um, good job on that police station. Um,
Yeah, thank you.
so for anyone who's wondering what I did, I will like point out kind of stuff I did, and then the rest should be Clouds. He did about 70. Well, he probably did about, like you said, 70% of this park. So he did the hospital and the police station by himself, and then some of the things I kind of came along in. But most of this, like 70% of this, is his work. So,
Yeah, we'll
um,
definitely highlight the
yeah,
stuff that you did because I definitely want anybody that
yeah,
comes along and watches this to be like, oh, like Nate did that and that's really
yeah,
cool. Like I said, even though it was only a month left in the contest, like if we get any kind of badge, like you get full props for all this just as well. So
yeah. So we're gonna go left. If you do tour this park, Clouds recommends going left. So, and I do too. So we'll kind of go. You get this really nice kind of dock here. Gives some really nice views of the car ride. And then we kind of have this building here. Um, and then this is probably, and I think Clouds can agree, probably one of my favorite things in the park. And I didn't even do it. Um, so we have these kind of overgrown flat rides. So if you can kind of get a view here, um, we have this claw ride here, and it kind of has this big topiary archway going over it, and then some vines and a water tower. I mean, that's like, yeah. Honestly, I don't know how you do it. Like,
with the giant arch there, I actually terrained all that and then filled it in with bushes using the terrain, just the what is it called, the stick to surface, and then just kind of positioning that way. And then I just got rid of most of the terrain work inside of it, so you couldn't see
well, don't give away all your secrets.
it.
Next contest, you're just gonna see a bunch of people with foliage parks going, "Oh yeah, here's my archway. Did it this way." Where'd you learn
I
that
mean, hey,
from? Nate Dogg's
came
video.
came here for a park spotlight and got some tips as well. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, really cool flat ride. We also have this kind of cool Easter egg with danger flooded tomb. So yeah, kind of a good joke put there by Clouds as kind of a tomb that was flooded.
Yeah, I had to
and
shout some
flooded
people
tomb.
out. You know, the hospital
Um,
and the police
yeah,
station were both named after people as well.
yeah. I think NH was named. The hospital, as we kind of come back over here, is named after NH, and then the police station is MB.
Is
So
MB, yeah.
yeah, but yeah, very cool. The only thing is you put an Xbox name in a PlayStation Park.
Yeah, you know, I didn't know that. I don't look at who's who. I just see people's
Yeah,
names and I'm like, all right, you're going in the
nah,
park.
no, I'm just joking. Like,
No, of course.
yeah, like if I offend any Xbox players, please don't leave. Like, we want you on the channel. Because I know a lot of Xbox players do watch my channel, so
Yeah, I mean,
um,
hopefully they wouldn't get offended by our little pokes at them. I'm
yeah.
sure they do it to us on PS4 as well,
Yeah,
PS5.
I poke more at the PC players because
Yeah, that's fair.
you know. So we have Possible Pond. Is that named after anybody or?
Yeah, I am possible in the Discord.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I kind of now you mentioned that, I probably should figure that out. But so this is a really nice pond here. As we kind of come out, we had some troubles with the water. We got it resolved. But this is definitely a nighttime park for anybody wondering. So tour this park at night because Tombs is or not Clouds is really light up nice. Some cool bathrooms. And we're at the chair swing. So, as we kind of come, this is probably, this is Michael will give us huge props for this because this is one of his favorite rides in the game.
Hey.
Yeah, so it's all about the create. We don't. You're supposed to fly rides in there. Okay, so here we have, as we kind of come down this queue here, this fog effect with the pond is really cool. All your foliage in this park is really good, and we kind of see this like tree coming out of this house. Um, like how long did this take you to do? Like,
Um, the big hands, I would say initially took me like 15, 20 minutes to actually get the way that I wanted them. It
mhm.
went surprisingly quicker than I thought it would, actually.
Yeah, that's like even 15 or 20 minutes. That's still like a lot of time.
Yeah, yeah, it was definitely
But
a little commitment, but I ended
yeah,
up with a big piece.
yeah. Well, one thing I like that you did with this house is use those like planer, well, not planer, but coaster fence kind of things, instead of the actual walls. That's
Oh,
kind
is
of
that what
cool.
they are?
Yeah,
Oh, they
they're
are.
not. They're just fence pieces, but you use them as a wall.
Okay, yeah, I forgot that I did that actually. I
Yeah.
think I did that because I didn't. I don't know if you can or if I just don't know how, but the gridded like wall pieces, I don't know how to like slant those, so I
You
did this.
can't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was actually a smart move right there. So, but yeah, and I like how you did this roof too with these beams. That's cool. But yeah, really nice chair swing there. It's kind of surrounded by water, so that's pretty cool. And you kind of gave this glow to the water too. Um, I assume using the lights, like the area lights.
Yeah, around some of it, yeah.
Okay, it's
Yeah, it got
very
a little
cool.
complicated when the water disappeared and we couldn't fix it.
Yeah,
So I think it was actually you that suggested putting down screens, and that worked really well.
yeah. So we're gonna have to kind of get moving more because we're already at 15 minutes.
Okay, okay.
But here we have this really nice playground that you made. And one thing that you're really good at is using pieces that are already in game to save piece count. Like, cause those playgrounds they usually take up a lot of pieces, but the pieces he's used, it's only like one big piece. Um, so yeah, so as we kind of come in, so uh, we come into this kind of area here that's meant to be like a church. And the ride's name is Undergrowth. Could you tell us why it's named Undergrowth as we kind of go through the queue here?
Yeah, when we started this, it was actually Nate's idea here, or I should say yours. I don't know if I'm talking to you or the audience in this, but either way.
Either one.
Um, when you suggested doing a dark ride, I was like, hey, like I don't know if we're gonna have time, but like if you think we can manage it, like let's do it. It'd be great to throw in an extra ride, have it in there. Um, I didn't get as much theming throughout it done as I would have liked, but I still feel like it turned out pretty well. The concept behind the undergrowth was just the fact that it was underneath the park. The vines were coming through the ground down here and kind of just taking over the ride.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and I think like overall, like I think for the restraints, if for anybody who doesn't know, I'm a dark ride kind of dude. Like dark ride over coaster any day. Um, but definitely made it a lot easier with like especially the tedious stuff. Having two people, just kind of takes some of that off. So here we have the Huntsman. It's named Undergrowth. Anyone wants to see the stats? I mean, well, there's no stats right now, but so sometimes they're better than the coasters on dark rides. But yeah, so where should we sit? Like, should we just sit in normal view for the dark ride, or?
Yeah, I think so. That's kind of
Okay.
where I was sitting when I would test the ride. So.
Yeah. So uh, without further ado, everybody, I hope you enjoy Undergrowth. Let's get right into it. Oh, it's a ride not. I didn't open up the ride. I'll not have to test it. We are embarking off on the journey, so everybody enjoy. All right, Clouds. That brings us to the end of the ride. As we kind of come down this final kind of tiki torch tunnel here. So, I mean, how did you kind of come up with the ideas for those? Because the plant monsters were completely Cloud's ideas. How did you kind of come up with those ideas?
I just kind of took like after you had built the tracking down there, and then once you built that first initial showpiece, because that was all neat there, that first showpiece with the tree, and
Yeah.
then the light changes and stuff. So once you had done that, I kind of just went with that theme and just started throwing together more plants and shapes. I mean, I set for at least 5 hours one day and just started slapping different trees and bushes together and seeing what looked like what. And then eventually just started making these creatures to put down there to kind of incorporate that battle.
Yeah. I just got completely zoomed out there. Oh, but yeah, I mean that's really creative how you did it. And for anybody wondering, there's kind of this like patio on the back and kind of come over the water. Um, this is kind of one of those things where, especially with the queue and stuff, if me and Clouds had more time, we would definitely go through and do a lot more with this ride. But I think, just as kind of an extra attraction that didn't need to be there, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I would have liked to have cleaned up the exit queue a little bit there, but it was already so ridiculously hard to queue it out of that basement around everything else that it was the only spot that I could even get it out in. So it is what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, but I mean, no, great job on that. We have this kind of window up here that I made with those gem pieces.
I would say
Um,
actually, you did the entire exterior of
yeah,
the church except for like the lighting, and then the interior, I think. But yeah, the exterior here is entirely Nate's. So
yeah,
good job on that, man.
yeah, and yeah, and one thing I like how you did is we kind of come around. You kind of enclose the park in this foliage. So one thing I've been seeing as I've been kind of touring a lot of these mini parks is you can kind of see the outside into the abyss. But here it just kind of looks like a forest. So good job on that.
Yeah, thank you. I wanted to keep it as contained as I could. Like I really
Yeah,
wanted it to have a small, very enclosed feel to it. Like everything is pretty claustrophobic because of the pathing size.
yeah. Yeah, I think you did a very good job of that. But as we kind of come down here, this was kind of meant to be kind of a plaza area for this ride. Maybe it was added in an expand. Well, in the theory of the town, it could have been a church that maybe they tried to redo. Um, but an actual theme park, it could have been like an expansion or something. But I'll just cut that part out. But here we come into Clary's Confections. This is kind of the
Ah,
candy
yes.
shop, and this was the whole building was just completely clouds. I mean, very good job. This candy is kind of meant to look like seeding, um, which I think it does a very good job of. We got an ice cream cone with bubbles, and this graham cracker s'more here, and yeah, very good job on this building. I really like it.
Thanks, man. That was one of the most fun buildings I had in the whole park because it it fit the theme of like a candy store, but it's pink and it's vibrant and it's colorful and it's not full of plants. So it was a difference from the rest of the parks. It was a lot of fun to build.
Yeah, I definitely nailed it.
Thank you.
Here, okay, so here we come to. So next restrooms we see, I think we're gonna kind of have a restroom break there. If that's good with you, Clouds.
Yeah, that's good with me.
Yeah. So we'll ride this car ride at the end, but we have some nice restrooms here. Just some absolute great vistas of this kind of coaster over here. Um, you know.
Which
Uh,
restrooms should we go around to since I can't see what you're doing here?
well, we're currently by the Overgrowth entrance.
Okay, gotcha.
Um, so here we have Plips Parts, which is closing because it's getting run out of business by M&J Games. Sorry, Plip.
You'll get the reference later when we go
Yeah,
around the park.
yeah. I think the nearest restrooms are they by the. Okay, so we found them. So here we're kind of by the Operation Groundbreaker entrance. So here we just kind of use the restroom. Uh, you know, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And yeah, so we'll see you when we get out of the bathroom.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, Clouds, those are probably like the cleanest bathrooms in the park, like I've seen today. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely were. I'm not sure how my janitorial staff around here is lacking, but I mean,
Yeah.
hey.
Although I did see one just sweeping the same spot for 10 minutes the other day. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they like to pretend they work.
Yeah. No. But well, maybe it's not actually them. Maybe it's just a guess. You know. Like, or the civilians or what. You know. Or like maybe like the plants like kind of pick up the trash.
Yeah, there we go.
Say that. All right, so here you have the coaster that. So there's this coaster that Cloud's built. This was actually one of the first things he built in the park, if I'm correct.
Yeah, this is the first thing that was put into the park because I had no idea what I was doing, and I thought it was going to take me a really long time, but actually I got it in one build and then just corrected some issues.
So yes, this is Overgrowth, and then the other coaster is built by me. So kind of one a piece. So we kind of split it. And this was originally the only coaster in the park. Another
Yeah.
one was kind of a last minute decision. But how did as we're kind of coming down this queue, like what kind of was the first thing that got you like started on like this is going to be the theme for the park?
I'm not really sure where the plants came in. They just did it somehow. I knew I wanted to make a small town like from square one. The plant thing, I think what it was is I just wanted to fill in as much space as I could. Like I didn't want a single square inch of this park to just be empty space with nothing to look at. And foliage seemed to be one of the more simple ways to do that. So I just kind of wanted to layer on and just go full blown with the foliage in the park.
Yeah, I mean, you know, foliage, like it might seem, I mean, even as you put it, like you kind of put it as easy. It's honestly, guys, it's not easy. It's like especially the stuff Clouds does. It's not easy stuff. I mean, it takes him out sometimes hours to meticulously place stuff.
The snake monster things on this ride took hours. Yes.
Yeah, and I will definitely, without a doubt, spotlight those. So here we have overgrowth and kind of the opposite of undergrowth. This one is above ground, the other one's below ground.
Yep.
Here we have the stats aren't green across the board. That's okay. Who cares? At one point I thought they were green across the board.
They were green across the board, but when I decided I didn't like the brake run area and I fixed that, for some reason I lost one of the
Oh,
greens.
well, it's
It was
worth
really
for the
weird.
break run.
Yeah, the brake run runs a lot better now.
But G's all look good. So yeah. So what? Should we just take a ride in this in normal view or what?
Um, let's do center. I've always done it from the left side, but maybe we can do the center row and see kind of what that looks
All
like. So
right.
like seat 2 or 3.
Yeah. Just do seat 2. So yeah. So we're gonna get on overgrowth here. Jeez, very confusing. So here we go. We're gonna fast forward the little and hopefully get on this ride. But yeah, everybody. I hope you enjoy overgrowth, not undergrowth. Alrighty, so that was overgrowth. Do you think we should take a ride on this in the day or just the night?
Probably just at night is good. I mean, especially
Yeah.
because I know we're running up the time on this video
Yeah.
already, so
So, but yeah. So as
it
we
doesn't
kind
look
of
bad during the day, but
no, no, not at all. I mean, it looks great anytime. But as we kind of look around here, what was kind of your so when you initially made this coaster, like, what kind of inspired you to do the elements that you did? If that makes sense.
um, I'm not a very good coaster builder. I wanted something that was kind of compact that had a bit easier of tracking to just get right. So really, it was just my lack of experience in coaster building and just trying to do something simple.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for I know you aren't a well, you claim to not be a very experienced coaster builder. I think you're pretty good at it from what I can see. Um, it's a really good coaster. Fits this type of coaster very well, I think. So,
Thank you. I
and
actually
then
I completely forgot to do any smoothing on this coaster, so there's not a single part on this that has been smoothed out.
yeah, I mean even that itself is crazy because it's almost perfectly smooth. Um, but I mean I think the main center point, and I think most people would agree, is just this huge snake monster. Um, kind of what? I mean, I don't even know at this point, but where did you like even get the idea for this thing, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I know you said you didn't. The foliage just kind of came to you, but did you like have to look up anything, or did you just kind of go for it?
No, this was kind of a combination of stuff. I had done work with the vines around the restaurant, which we'll see later, and over by the flat ride there in the beginning of the park. Um, and then over on the other side, which we haven't got to yet, I have these big like bushes with the kind of like viney tendrils hanging out of them. So I just combined those two ideas and just said, all right, well, I'll make it into a snake.
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely works. Like, I mean, it's just yeah, this kind of really makes this coaster what it is.
Thank you.
Um, yeah. So really good job on that coaster, Clouds. I mean, really no critiques for you. So,
Nice, appreciate it.
I mean, and we say here's the thing: when you're looking at and I think Clouds can agree on this. When you're looking at your own park, it's like, oh, you don't really see anything. But then when you go look at other people's parks, it's like, oh, that needs fixed and that needs fixed. Um, so we know there's a few things that, most of it is time constraint.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's just very time constraining working on a product, especially, like Clouds was brave enough to do it by himself, kind of first. But, I mean, it's just more time constraint than anything. But Clouds, as we kind of come over here to the Operation Groundbreaker project, and we look at these piranha plants from Mario, as somebody stated out in the Discord. What was kind of the biggest time constraining thing? Like, was it stressful or?
As far as like building the different plants,
Just in
or
general, like the time.
as far as the whole park,
Yeah.
um, probably theming the water ride and the dark ride a little more, and then I just simply didn't have enough time to work on proper signage. I just had to use the basic text for everything because I'm a novice at sign building and just couldn't get it done, even though I would have really liked to.
Yeah. Well, but with the time constraint you do have, I think you did a really good job. So as you kind of come through Operation Groundbreaker here, it's kind of one of these top spin. No, gosh, I can't remember the name of them. Yeah, it's a top spin. Has top spin, I believe. I'm gonna get
Gears of
shattered
Fear.
by somebody.
It says Gears of Fear 2.
Yeah, but like, there's a real name. Like, that's just like there's a in-game name and then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not sure on that one.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, it gives you really cool view of the water ride and some of the theming. And there's more to this ride as we kind of come out the exit here. But you kind of have to see it for the water ride, and I don't want to spoil the water ride. Um, so yeah. So yeah, very good job on this kind of plaza area. Very nicely done. So as you kind of come through something,
Yeah, so
so
the
here,
entrance to the water ride is actually on the level above us.
yeah. Well, I was looking for the Iron Pavilion, which we are at now, which Cloud's made. It's referencing Iron Maddie, of course, but it kind of has these iron beams, and it just looks really nice. So yeah, I mean, kind of what went into that.
I needed something to put his name on because I started doing all the names, you know, kind of last minute for everybody and wanted to fit as many people on as I could. And, you know, it was Iron Matty, so I just typed in iron and saw what popped up, and I got these beams.
Yeah. So very creative there.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. But as we kind of come up to the second deck, you know, it's kind of cool how you have this kind of elevated pathway going across the whole park. Gives you some good sight lines. But we're going to come into, I think we're going to go on the water ride and then end with the hilltop up there, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So we have a cave dive, I believe this ride is called.
Yep.
So as you come through here, you know, I love caves. They're really cool. Especially in Planko when you do one right. And I don't love diving though. I mean, diving can mean many different things. But if you're diving into a cave, it's probably because you're an explorer, or you're just stupid. So,
Yeah, I'll do water, I'll do caves, but you can't pay me enough to do both at once.
nope. Agreed with her there. All right, so we have cave dive. Not green across the board, but to water ride. Who cares? So let's get on with so. Gosh, I think we're gonna sit in front bumper for this.
Okay.
Log flume because, or else the log kind of blocks your view. And I don't, you know, we want to see all your beautiful theming. So yeah, so let's take a ride on cave dive, and everybody enjoy. You too, Clouds. Don't worry. Holy. That ball, like that ball rolling down, literally just scared me. Daylight to me. Let's cuss. I'm gonna kind of talk through the rest of this log flume. So this was all kind of cloud. This was all Cloud's works. You know, everything was Cloud's in this cave. Back cut.
Okay.
We're back. Man, my controller keeps dying. But as I was saying, what kind of inspired you to make this cave?
It was kind of the space restraint. When I first started doing this, the 50 by 50 felt really small because all my other builds were so spread out before this. I've never actually finished a park, but the ones I was working on were very spread out. So this.
Oh my gosh, Clouds! This control, like I have two controllers and none of them are charged. Sorry everybody about that. So Clouds, what were you saying about the space constraint?
Yeah, I was just saying, like with the space constraint, I was worried that I wouldn't have room for everything I wanted to do, so I just put that right underground, kind of out of the way.
Yeah. So and what's kind of? Can you tell us kind of the story behind this? Kind of dark ride and this flat ride.
Yeah, so this was actually where the first initial kind of like story piece started out, was with the flat ride and the dark ride kind of interacting with each other. You have that giant plant monster on the opposite side of the, I don't know what this tree is called here, the wishing tree or something along those lines.
We'll just call it Mr. Tree.
Yeah.
Mr.
So that was
Tree.
kind of the first story point, was like the tree and the forest spirit becoming upset about the drilling operation, which is what I themed the flat ride to over here. And it slowly started turning, becoming evil, and that's where like the viney like tendrils started coming from, and this is kind of the epicenter of where all of this began.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, so very detailed story, a lot of lore here. You almost need like one of those YouTube videos, like explaining Oldfield lore, you know?
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool because there's a lot of backstory that did not make it into this park. You know, again, time.
Yeah. But yeah, like like those Minecraft lore videos. Oldfield
Yeah.
lore. All right. So here we kind of come to what I believe is our last area. Am I right, Clouds? Or um.
I mean, did you want to look around at the center, like the hotel and, or not the
Oh
hotel,
yeah,
but the
we still
restaurant
have
and
to
that
do
kind of?
that.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
still two
Yeah.
like pathing in the middle.
So
Oh, and the car ride.
yeah. So here we have so this is made a really cool sign. We're gonna have to kind of hustle through this here. But here we have Nate's Lookout. Uh, named after me, which is a big honor. This is kind of a safe zone. So the idea is this would be a safe zone, kind of where they come to refuge. We kind of have this watchtower here, and then here we have our wooden coaster, Safekeeper. So we're gonna hop on that. Station probably needs a bit of lighting.
Yeah, yeah, that was one of those things that just didn't
Yeah.
get done before the upload time.
But we kind of see the stats here, not green across the board. Who cares?
Kind of
G's
a
look
family
good.
coaster anyway, so.
Yeah. So we're just gonna ride this one normal. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoys Safekeeper. Yeah, enjoy. Alright, so that was Safekeeper. So this was kind of originally Clouds had put we originally just kind of, I don't know why I'm turning back today. So originally just kind of had this area, as we kind of get an overview here. We're kind of come back down the exit. There should be another path, yeah. So we kind of had this area as just like a forested area, and nothing here. And then I kind of put a flat right here, and then Clouds. What type of coaster did you put here again?
I don't remember the name of it. It was one of those wooden ones, and it was only like a 2 or 4 person like car or something.
Oh yeah, it was the Hop the Gaps, Leap the
Yeah,
Dips. Yep.
yeah, that's it. And then I had that down. Nate actually kind of came in, saw it, and was like, "Okay, I like what you got going on here, but let me give it the GCI treatment."
Yeah.
So he came through and almost identically copied the layout of the original, and just made it a longer train, a little bit more of a kind of thrilling experience than the first one.
Yeah. So we kind of walked down the path, just kind of a nice scenic path, get some good views of the coaster. Which I think is really like the main kind of purpose of this area, just give good views of the coaster. Um, you know,
Yeah, it was. We decided on putting a coaster up here and needed a theme around it. So
yeah,
when you mentioned like the whole like safekeeper and kind of that stuff, we just kind of went with it. Most of what you guys see up here is Nate, the coaster. Most of the foliage and stuff. I did the very center tree there, but I didn't do a whole lot else up here. This is pretty much his area, and that's why it's Nate's lookout.
Yeah. But as we kind of, and like I thank it's Clouds for letting me do this area because
Oh yeah,
I
man, of course.
honestly had a lot of fun doing it. Um,
It turned out great, and we
but
have a really awesome water feature.
yeah, don't spoil anything. Don't spoil anything. They've only seen the top of it. Um, but we got this really cool vista point. You just kind of see the whole park. And one thing I think me and Clouds are really happy in this area is how the lighting kind of turned out. Because you got the pinks and the purples, and it just kind of separates the area from the other coaster, which is kind of green. So yeah, it's really cool. And then so Clouds, I don't know about you, but is this where this I'm gonna turn today where this wooden coaster meets where Safekeeper meets Overgrowth? Is that one of your favorite like kind of vista points or like sightlines in the park?
Yeah, it definitely is. And there's a lot of stuff like foliage-wise and scenery-wise kind of blocking it, which I wish you could see it better from other areas of the park. But yeah, I really do like how closely the tracks interact with each other there. If I was a better builder, I probably could have timed both coasters to like go in the same area at the same time, but I just didn't have time to mess with it.
Yeah. So before we leave Nate's Lookout, for anyone wondering, I kind of modeled this. So Clouds kind of had this whole layout kind of like this for the for the Leap the Dips coaster, but obviously with that you can't go off the track or else it will derail. So I kind of came in here. It's kind of based off a Gravity Group family wooden coaster. So think of if anybody knows those kind of rides, Kentucky Flyer, Kentucky Kingdom. Um, there's one in like seemed to Triceratops. Now I can't think of. Okay. Anyway, that's what I was kind of going off of. But I think we did really good job, and just kind of another little coaster up here. That kind of finishes this area out. So another look at the watchtower here. And so I'm gonna kind of let. So as we kind of come here, we're gonna kind of skip down the elevated areas here, and we're kind of come to this restaurant. I'm gonna let Clouds take over for kind of the center part because this was mostly him. So kind of, can you kind of tell us, what's in this restaurant?
Oh yeah, so the restaurant, I knew I had to have a hotel or a restaurant, and I already had the clock tower here, so it just kind of became a place to serve both purposes. It's an old clock tower in the middle of the town. And over time it was converted into a restaurant, became like a historical landmark kind of thing. So we have our upper level there with the chandelier of candles. It's kind of like the more VIP area outside.
Hold on. Sorry, Clouds. My controller just died again. So can you just kind of backtrack a few sentences?
Oh yeah. So you're going to go over like the top area again?
Yeah. Kind of go with that.
Okay. Are you there now?
Yeah. I'm there.
Okay.
It's gonna be a lot
this
of
top
cuts.
area, it was just kind of like the VIP section, so to speak, like a reservation area. There's no doors or staircase leading up here. You have to be magic to get there, so it's only for the best of guests. If we go down below, we have kind of a patio seating area out front. There's also one out back that we'll check out here in a minute. Nate actually came up with these tables and chairs. It was super helpful because I didn't know really what to do for the interior except for the bar stools. So big props to him for getting those done. We put those all throughout the restaurant. If we go through the front door, the entrance here, kind of cut in. Got our piano little area off to the right. Went ahead and did a bar here. I am beyond proud, probably a little bit too proud of these bottles that I have on the wall here. It took a lot of time and effort to figure out how to rotate all the pieces that are hidden behind that wall to make those bottles.
Do that. I don't even know how I did these.
It's like a microphone for one
Don't
of
give it
them.
away. Don't give it
Oh
away.
wait, yeah, no more tips and tricks. That's another video. So yeah, I also tried my hand with art shapes here by making like dinner plates, some like sushi, some eggs and toast, birthday cake. Some of these I don't really know what they are. They're food.
Yeah, I mean, when you go to a theme park, you don't know what you're getting. You know, you just kind of get the food and you eat it.
Yeah, and then we have our one lone guest back here whose date did not show up.
Where is he?
She's in the back here in the left-hand corner. I didn't get time to put in any
Oh,
more guests, so she's just kind of lonely, hanging out, waiting.
looks like
Um,
Tinder didn't work out.
I actually put some speakers inside the walls as well to kind of give some sound effects of like clanking and stuff coming from the kitchen. I think it was one of the studio pack sound effects.
Yeah, that's really cool restaurant, and the whole building looks really cool. Just from the lighting. So yeah, good job on that, Cloud. So here we come to our last attraction, M&J Auto. I don't think we're, if you don't mind, I just think we're we're not gonna ride it, but we're just kind of follow the track.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, because it's basically the same. So we come out, we have some nice garbage can. Oh, I love this station, by the way. So kind of tell us, like, you did most of this, right? Well, not you did a good portion. So can you kind of lead us through this kind of ride here?
Yeah, I wanted a car garage because I put in the car ride, so I figured, theme it to a garage. Pretty easy way to wrap it up, theme it nicely. So I just started slapping down, mechanics and themed it to a garage the best I could.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's a really cool garage. Probably one of the best I've seen, to be honest. But here we're coming by Plips Parts. I did Plips Parts. It was originally named something like what was the name? Like Mike Gary's Garage or something. But we
Something like
renamed it
that.
Plips Parts. What was it?
I don't remember the exact name you had on there. I know it was another garage at first.
Yeah. But Plips Parts is closing. M&J's taken out of business.
I mean, also the big boulder that fell on it. That too.
Yeah, it's that big boulder. I don't even know how it's staying. It's just like hanging on for dear life. It's just like, oh
Hey, look,
god.
as long as a structural engineer doesn't check this park, we can get away with it.
Yeah, shh. I mean, don't tell the inspectors or anything. But we kind of got a hobo campfire here. We kind of come around through this kind of parking lot with some flip cars. Come through here. Got the zoomies now. Got a car in a tree. Oh, and a car just drove and hit a rock. All right.
Yeah, there's a couple triggered things throughout this.
Yeah. But nice path interaction. We kind of come over the house bridge that we'll get to in a second, and then past this dock here, which is really nice. Kind of how'd you make this dock?
I made a porch swing on one of these houses around here, and I was doing something with some of the similar boards, and kind of brought it over here to make like a bench seating area. Um, and I didn't like the way it looked, so I made like the dock, and then just threw a little pond down because water features.
Yep. Oh, Maddie. I'll be happy with that. So you kind of come through here, past another house, under a bridge, and come back into M&J Autos. Yeah, I think we both did kind of a very good job theming that ride.
Yeah, and I like it too because it's one of the areas of the park where, like, like the hill is very specifically your area, and I did a little bit up there, but not a lot. But this ride theming was like the most combined effort between the two of us, as far as like
Yeah,
we both have a lot of elements in this.
yeah. We only have like 6 minutes left to do this, so.
Alrighty.
So, but we don't have that much left to go. So we kind of have this like destroyed kind of garden here, right next to this kind of bridge that goes over the car ride. I did the bridge and the garden, and then Clouds kind of came up and added some of his kind of final touches, and I think it turned out really well. Probably one of my favorite things in the park, to be honest.
Yeah, I really like this area.
Yeah, and then we have another house here with some trimming, this kind of high scaffolding things. Like, what would you call this? Like this high scaffolding area with the red bushes?
Um, what are those called? Wooden scaffolding, tall. Yes.
Yes, okay. So kind of have some of those. It gives a really cool effect. Like maybe they were building a new building or something, and then it kind of got taken over. Then here we have this nice little plaza. Kind of gives me like spooky vibes, I want to say.
Where are we at?
Um, we are by the gift shop right next to M&J Garage.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And then this gift shop, which I know, what didn't TJ or wasn't were these T-shirts? Oh no, you made these T-shirts, right?
Yeah. God, that took forever to figure out how to
Yeah,
do that.
these are really cool. I might have to use some of these in my park.
Oh yeah, for sure. Feel free.
But
Anybody that
yeah,
wants to use these, go ahead.
but really cool little gift shop here. I know you were kind of struggling with interiors, but they still look great. So here we kind of come to the last part, which is the waterfall here. This is kind of where we'll wrap things up. This is called Richter Falls, not to Becky Richter. This is one of the first things I did in the park when I first joined, the first night actually.
I
And
think
it's
it was
just,
the very first thing you did. You came in and were kind of like, "Hey, what can I do? Where can I start?" And you said, "How about a waterfall?" And I said, "Go for it." And from square one, I was like, "This waterfall is great. Me and him are gonna work perfectly."
yeah. But yeah, I'm really proud of this waterfall. Maddie will absolutely love this waterfall.
Oh, it's great.
But yeah, and then I kind of have this walkway leading out from the hospital here. Um, so yeah, and I think that kind of takes us to the end of the park. And you can see the wooden coaster up there. So as we kind of give our closing thoughts, I would just have a few things to say. This honestly, like, I have had really fun working on this. And honestly, I think it was, Clouds was a lot of fun to work with. Very knowledgeable with pieces, and he didn't like change everything I did.
Yeah, no, I mean, most everything that you did, I liked the way that it was initially. There were a few things, like, you said earlier, that I went through and retouched. Like, I know around the Plips parts, you kind of put down some concrete or something, and I kind of changed the color of that. Like, little details, but yeah, there was not a lot of conflict between the two of us as far as what
Yeah.
kind of goal we were going for.
Yeah. But yeah, if people download this off the workshop, which I highly recommend you do. It will probably be on my workshop soon. It's already on It's Cloud's workshops, so go check that out. Clouds, what would you kind of recommend checking more of this park out? Like, what would you check more out?
I would say if you download this park and go through it yourself, don't be afraid to kind of just go off the pathing. My biggest goal with this park, like I said earlier, was to just cover every square inch in something. So go off the pathing. Go look around outside of the pathing, because there's details there. There's something to look at. You might find some custom plants that I didn't put anywhere else. Nothing in this park should be left empty if I accomplish what I wanted.
Yeah. So, so that's gonna kind of wrap up this video. Thanks, Clouds, for joining.
Yeah, of course, man. Thanks for having me. It was good.
Yeah, and we kind of plan to do more of these mini park spotlights in the future. So let us know if you would like us to spotlight your mini park for the contest. But if you would like me to spotlight any of your creations, let me know in the comment section below. Go check out some of some Cloud's creations. And yeah, everybody have a good day. Have a very Planko happy day night wherever you are. And this is Nate Dog 655 signing out. Peace.